Welcome back to the Take It or Leave It podcast. Today we're going to be talking about some of the red flags in men that we disagree on or don't see eye to eye on. Make sure to tune in on our Instagram too to stay updated at takeit.or.leaveit. Should we just get started?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one
Yeah.
because again,
I feel like we've talked about guys, but not like for a whole episode, and you could just go on about
we could. And there's another podcast that specifically talks about dating and all of that. But I think this is something interesting because our red flags range from things that are just like characteristics of people to literally things that they wear.
Yeah.
And we kind of went into that a little bit about the jorts in the last couple of episodes of how, of how we see guys in their appearances and stuff like that.
Still not seeing a problem with jorts, but
okay. Well, agree to disagree. That's what the podcast is about. So our first topic is age at the bar. This was one of Giovanna's red flags. So like we said, our process is we come up with a topic, a list of things for each of us that we personally feel, and then we decide which ones we agree and disagree on. So this one I have some interesting points about, just because like you've learned, I work at a bar and Giovanna's an avid customer at my bar. So there's kind of interesting.
There's videos of me like dancing on the bouncers at the bar. Like,
oh God, I'll have to see them.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I'll tell
I'll
you
have
later.
to see which bouncers.
I have a nickname for him, and like you'll know when.
Doesn't everybody?
So age at the bar, I think like obviously if you're like 21, 22, like you just like got to the whole like bar thing, valid, acceptable, especially here because we don't have that like fake ID thing that a lot of other schools have. Like you're not really getting in anywhere if you're like 20, like 19. Maybe if you have a dupe, but like with a fake, like it's not happening. My issue comes when you're 31 years old standing in the corner of West Bar at DJ's. That's no. Go home, get a day job, get a night job too if you need something to do.
Be a bartender at that point.
Like,
you want to hang out in the bar? Be a bartender.
Like flirting with all the 21-year-olds, like no. Or if you're like, I know someone who's like getting a house in Belmar, 31. No. At that point, drive. Don't drink, drive. Because I live like at home, maybe 30 minutes away from DJ. So it's not that far. It's not like we're up north. You need like a house down the shore in the summer. No. At your grown age, don't be doing that. And then like the worst part is like those are always like the most drunk men. And it's like you can't, no, that can't happen. Major ick, want nothing to do with you. Actually, like maybe if you're gonna buy my drinks,
like she doubled back really quick.
Like
then.
You could like buy my drinks, but like still embarrassing for you because like my friend, and like I'm saying this because I know someone. He's 31 and he'll drive to even Porta by himself, not drink, but he like buys like me and all my friends, like even like my boyfriends and like my housemates. He buys like all of our drinks, and I'm like, bro, like. You're 30, like when does it come to a point where you're like, I need to settle down, I need to find my wife, I need to have children, like where's the mark?
Right. So here's where the debate comes in, and this is something I've seen from both ends, because as a 22-year-old girl, when I'm going to the bars, it's laughable when an older 30-something-year-old dude comes up to you and tries to hit on you, because it's like, dude, how old do you really think I am? And I've been working in the bar since I'm 18. So it was always funny when they'd like guess your age. They'd be like, oh, you've got to be 24. And I'm like, yeah, bud, you got it. I'm 24. And it was laughable. Now, as a 22-year-old, so there's that part of me that's like, okay, that's creepy and weird. But then on the other side, I also see what's out there as far as 20-something-year-old women. And I see these guys and they're out here creeping on these girls, and the girls either want nothing to do with them or they're taking full advantage of them. Like you said, taking the drinks that they want to buy them.
Guilty.
I think as far as like Jersey Shore, like it's they never want to let it go. The joke at DJs is one more summer.
Yeah.
They all come to the front door and they're like, this is my last summer. Yeah, bro. Okay, you said that 3 summers ago when I started here. But the other thing is too, where are 30-something-year-olds who are ready to settle down and wanting to have a wife and a family and whatever? Where are they finding these women that they want to marry if they haven't met them at the bar? Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's
dynamic.
Why they
need to stop going. They need to go somewhere
right.
else.
Like where? But it's like the dating pool is so fucked up right now. Like let's be so for real about that.
Yeah.
Literally, it has become. There is no like They call it organic. And I think we talked to Messina about this because we thought it was funny.
Yeah.
He was like, I've never heard of organic, like meeting somebody organically. And I'm like, it's a very real thing.
Yeah.
Just bumping into somebody at the store and thinking they're attractive and asking for their number. Like that doesn't happen anymore. It's a dating app. It's a DM. It's the bar. And the way guys flirt at bars, that's just like a whole other thing in itself. But I think it's kind of a double-edged sword because you're almost like stuck where these guys are like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go out and find a girl. But like these 20-something-year-old girls don't want to deal with somebody who's creeping on them like that. So it's so tough. And like they're not helping either. They're being creepy.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they're being a stand-up guy. They're being creepy.
But like with like men like, oh, I'm going to like go out and like find a girl. Then I feel like also because like let's look at like the stereotype of men who are like going to these bars like down the shore, like especially like DJs, like it's very like juice head, like Guido like type men. And then like you meet this girl and then say even they talk for a little, oh well now you're mad because she's not a homebody, she's going out every weekend. Well, look how you met her.
Yeah.
That's
very true.
That's where you met her.
Very true.
So like I feel like they can't be going to the bars thinking like I'm gonna find the one here. Like you need to take a hike, find a hobby, do something.
Yeah.
Because like one, you're weird, and like two, when you meet a girl like that, then in the long run you're mad that like that's the lifestyle she lives. So then you can't meet a girl like that.
I just feel like some of these bars, like you have to age out of at some point, even for girls. Like, I mean, once you're like getting a job and getting like, sure, have a throwback night with your girls and be like, oh, you know what? For the hell of it, let's go to DJs, or like, let's go to Porta, let's go to Johnny Mac, just like for old time's sake. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I'm seeing the same 35-year-old men and women single 35-year-old men and women come to the door time and time again, 3 days a week, every week in the summer, it's like, do you have a job? Or like, and this is, you know, not really hate to them, but it's more just like, what do you do? Like, what do you do when you're partying till 1 a.m. on a Sunday? What do you do for a job? See, that's the other thing too. So like now you have this dynamic of like, it's always what are you going to bring to the table in dating? Yeah. Why are guys asking women, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Because you go to DJs every weekend and you're 35 years old with a car payment living in your mom's basement. So what are you bringing to the table? It's so frustrating. And I think there's this like divide and like this pressure almost that like if you don't find somebody and date them in your 20s and like marry that person sometime in your 20s, you're going to wind up back at the bars and you're going to have to start all over at square one like you did when you were 21. And it's very scary. It's a very scary thing, I think. But also like, listen, I want to be a girl's girl so bad, but some of the girls I see coming in and out of DJs, like, I'm like, yeah, no, if I was a guy, I probably wouldn't want to marry you. Like, you know, like it's just like a standards thing. Like if you're a DJ's guy and a DJ's girl, match made in heaven. But like your 9-to-5 guy, finance bro, who's like wanting to settle down is probably not going to find his wife at DJ's.
Yeah, but even
like
when
I get
see
that.
TikToks like that, like it's like, oh, like we met at DJ's, like blah blah blah. I just feel like I must have seen the only like 5 people on TikTok that's happened to, because I'm just like, there's no way.
Also, it was probably a different era of DJs.
Yeah, no,
Take
it's
it from
like
Ronnie from the Jersey Shore. Don't fall in love at the Jersey Shore. It's the number one rule.
No, literally.
Number one rule, don't fall in love at the Jersey Shore.
Speaking of bars, I feel like this goes into another red flag that I want to bring up. It's not tipping well, whether that's like a bar, a restaurant, whatever it is. Over the summer, I was talking to this kid. I thought he was loaded. He would like buy me things, like send me flowers all the time. I also like only peck this kid, and this was an all summer thing, like just peck, like nothing crazy at all. And he was like obsessed with me, like doing all these things. He lived in Brick, so I live in Old Bridge at home. So he would drive from Brick to Old Bridge,
a hike,
then drive me and my friend back to Bar A DJs, then drive us home, then drive back to Brick.
Wow.
So
he was down
like
bad.
In love, and he would like buy my drinks, buy my friends drinks. So I'm like, like he has to have it like that, because like I'm barely giving him the time of day. Like he's doing all of this, and the one time we went to the bar, like we went up to the bar together, he orders me a drink, him a drink, and then shots for me, him, and I think it was 3 or 2 of my friends at the time. So I'm looking at him like writing the tip. 50 cents. 50 cents.
No.
Not
You're
like
kidding.
not like $1.50, 50 cents. I was like
actually insane.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my free ride home because I'm not about to Uber. But after that, this isn't gonna work.
Do you know that was the first thing I looked at on the first date?
Really?
Yeah, on the first date with my boyfriend, we went to Asbury Ale House, and I literally looked over at the check to make sure he tipped well, and he did. And I was like, okay, pass number one. He's passed that
No,
threshold.
that was just like
That's insane.
major like
See, that we agree on though.
like you don't even have $5
Because I think that's just like being a decent human being. I was out with a friend actually. We were at Porta, and I know the bartender, and we had gone up because I buy a lot of her drinks, and I don't know if she was maybe a little too drunk and didn't realize, or she thought the money stuck together or whatever. But this is a bartender that I knew who always gives us like discounted drinks.
Yeah.
He never pays like charges us the full bill.
and when you're getting like discounted shit, like you need to give more.
So
Yes.
I looked, and there was $1 on the bar. And I was like, I don't know if she just didn't realize, but I pulled money out of my wallet and I put it down before he like noticed, because I was like, that's like somebody that I know that
Yeah,
like,
and then it's
I
like
can't do
embarrassing.
that. Yeah. So, because even like when we order certain drinks, he knows it's for me. Like
Yeah.
even my boyfriend, my friends, whoever goes up to him, they know he knows it's for me because he knows what I order. So I'm like, when somebody knows you like that, that's just like being a decent
Yeah.
human being. You can't do that to people. So don't.
Well,
be
that's
that
how it
person.
was at like Bar A. Like usually I'll
Yeah.
just like leave my tab open and stuff, but like I knew he was buying my drink, and like the bartender at Bar A was like the same thing. Like he would like give me and my friend like discounted stuff, and we just like we tipped him more than like we paid because we got so much stuff worth for what we paid.
Yeah.
So then when we went to Bar A and that's what he did, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, this
So
is not real life.
So speaking of paying, I obviously work the cover charge. I do the door at DJ. So I hate when guys, major red flag for me, when guys are with a girl and they have their friend pay for the cover for all of them.
All right, here's my thing though.
Okay.
If I'm the girl in the situation, as long as my cover's getting paid and I'm not paying it,
Right. That's
don't give a
fine.
fuck.
But from the outside looking in, a girl is with a guy and the guy is asking his friend to pay for the two of them. Like, what kind of man are you that you can't pay for your girl's cover? That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And that's pathetic. And I usually make fun of them for it at the front door in front of everybody. I'm like, what, you can't pay for your girl? That's embarrassing. Oh, can I Venmo you? No, it's a cash only bar, dumbass. Can't. Sorry.
Well, maybe he just forgot the cash at home.
If you know it's a cash only bar, there's signs everywhere. You've been there.
But, like, I think my thing is like just like I said, like looking at it like girl, as long as my cover's getting paid, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I really don't. Like just mine's paid, don't care.
What do you think about earrings?
Like what kind?
Like stud earrings on guys?
I like them.
You like them? I knew this one would
I'm
get her.
feeling embarrassed.
Your face is getting red. You belong at DJ. You belong at DJ's, girl. I should have known. I should have known.
No, like what's wrong? All right,
Your
see,
face is so red. Here's my thing. If I see earrings, immediately my thought is, what a douchebag. What a douchebag. I'm sorry. But here's the thing. I have a type, and my type is not the type of guy that wears earrings. I'm just not into that.
I have a type, and my type is the guy that should have.
Okay, so then this brings me to my next one. Wait. What about that really cliche rose clock lion tattoo that they always have on their forearm that the Guidos always have?
Listen, you're tatted up. That's all I needed to know.
And their Sheen temporary tattoo. That got on Sheen.
No.
Sheen for men.
When I read earrings, I'm thinking we're gonna go like the
Dangly
dangly
cross earring.
I was like, all right, well maybe I'll kind of agree with that. And then you said like the studs, and it really took me for a loop here.
Take it or leave it.
It was really.
She's taking it.
No, I think like I don't care what tattoo you have. It's hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, do you
Put a
think there's
Bible verse right here. Like I don't care what it is.
You're a Bible verse girl?
I think it's.
Oh
hot.
my God, the worst guys I have met have Bible verse tattoos.
I think it's
literally.
so hot.
met one of the worst people ever, was talking to him for a little bit, had Bible verses and crosses on his forearm, and he was the worst person I ever met. I'm
See,
like,
like,
you're a hypocrite.
You have like a little like rosary around.
Not the rosary.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, so are there any places that are red flag tattoos for you? Because for me, I know I have like rib cage tattoos. Like guys should not have rib cage tattoos. Guys should not have tattoos behind their ears. I have weird things that like, no.
Well, I just feel like behind your ears is for girls, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't like turn a guy down if he had it.
Even the rib cage?
No, I think that's so normal. And then that's
Really? I'd be like, oh, you have a little tattoo on your rib cage? Like, let me see it. Like, it's so weird.
No, I tattoos are alright.
I mean, I'm into tattoos for sure. I love tattoos.
Any kind.
But okay, good for you.
Wait, so speaking of this, and like you like this whole DJs thing, what's the deal with cops? May I ask?
Okay. I want to preface this because I don't want to get canceled for something that is not true. I respect cops. I have cops in my family. I appreciate cops. I have all respect in the world for cops as people. To date them is a whole other thing. Because I dated a cop,
Okay.
cops to date can go either way. They can either be the sweetest in the world and just treat you like gold, or they have a major superiority complex because of their job. And that superiority complex doesn't just come from like, oh, I'm a man and I'm a cop, you respect me, to you, the girlfriend. It goes to your family, your siblings, your friends. Oh, why'd they make that joke about me? What, is it because I'm a cop? And so, yeah, that's where I'm coming from with cops. I understand that there is a heavy, like, type that is, blue collar men. I am that girl. I was dubbed a badge bunny from a very early age, 17. And I find them very attractive because they do a very manly job. But you have to be very careful who you date as that profession, because there's a lot that goes with that profession. There's a lot of therapy that needs to happen with that profession that doesn't normally happen, that some people are too like, I'm too manly to do that. And yeah, red flag. If you're a cop, just be wary of cops.
I guess. I feel like the way you're saying it like seems fair. But like so my thing is like I don't know if I would like date or marry a cop, just because like I'm like a very sensitive person, even like a firefighter. Like I don't know if I could like mentally do that. But like the first time I ever went to DJ's, the first man I got was a cop, and I think like they're attractive.
I think
And,
they're
like-
very attractive. It's just a matter of which, by the way, too, you can always tell who's a cop and who's not. I can pick them out of a crowd like
Yeah.
that, because once you date one, you can pick one out so quickly. They all have the same type of like way about them. They have the same type of way that they speak and the way they act, the way they hold themselves, the way they, just go about the world. You can usually tell, and it usually starts by if they're wearing a t-shirt like with some kind of American flag on it. They're usually wearing
Yeah.
something like that. Or you could tell by the tattoos what type of tattoos they have,
Yeah.
because usually it's a St. Michael tattoo, who's the protector of protectors, like the saint of protectors or something like that. And yeah, so you could usually tell. But yeah, I'll stay away from cops from now
Okay.
on. But that's just because I'm a little jaded. But that's just my red flag as far as going out. I can pick them out and be like, yep, nope, not for me.
Okay, also I'm just like looking at the little list we made here. So before you said like, oh, like you just like with the earrings thing, like you just have a type. So guys that have a type, what's you have a type?
Right. So here's where it's like kind of goes both ways, because then how are you going to be like, when girls ask their boyfriend like, oh, who is your childhood crush? Or like, who is your crush when you were little? Or who is your high school crush? And then it's just totally like not you. And you're like, wait, am I not fitting the mold of like what he wants? Like, I feel like that's so confusing, because then like if I'm dating a guy and he says, oh yeah, like my type's usually blondes. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not. So do you not like me as much anymore? It's like, I
Yeah.
feel like it's just like a weird condescending thing to say to somebody's face. Like
Yeah.
if they keep talking about a type, like, oh, you're not usually my type. Like,
That's fair. But
Why-
I don't think like I think them saying it out loud is fucked up, but like I don't think there's anything wrong with them having a type. Like I always say like if I'm just like getting with someone, like I don't care what you are, like that doesn't matter. But I also know like when I get married, like I need to marry a Spanish man.
That's good for you. Like, listen, that's how you want to raise your family and live your life. Good for you.
But like I feel like saying it and like throwing it in their face, like, but even like with a childhood crush, like if I'm dating someone and like my childhood crush looks nothing like them, like I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's like fitting the mold. Maybe I misspoke on that, but like I don't know. I just think like guys that like say that's like a red flag and like a condescending.
Well, if they're like
thing to
repeatedly
say.
like saying it, being like, oh, like this, like how you said, like, oh, like my type's usually blondes, like that's like didn't ask, fucked up. But I feel like if you're just having a conversation, like, oh, like who did you like when like you were like younger, and they say like someone who just is like the opposite of you, I feel like that's not like that like I wouldn't be like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, that's valid.
What do you mean?
Speaking of, do you watch Love on the Spectrum?
I don't.
Did you see
my roommate like does, so I like hear it like when I'm passing through.
Have you seen the clip of the kid Connor and he gets really upset when his mom sets him up with a blonde and he likes brunettes?
No, but I've seen like the conversation in the kitchen though.
Yeah,
it
was that conversation. Yeah,
really.
Oh my god, it was hysterical.
Yeah, the part that I saw was funny.
And I just had to bring that up because it was so
No, the part that I saw like on TikTok is really funny. My roommate is obsessed with Connor's brother.
He's an attractive man.
See, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, okay. Moving on. What's on from your list?
Okay.
I agreed with a lot of what she said, so that's why.
Okay, I feel like we're on this whole like going out like thing, like men like going to the bars like being drunk, like blackout drunk, like can't control themselves, needs to be said something too.
Yeah, that's too much. I can't do that. Like I had to do a list for one of my classes of like the top 10 things that bother you about people, and mine was sloppy drunks because I've just seen so many of them, and it's just so unattractive. Like, how are you a grown man and you can't handle your alcohol? The amount of, speaking of older men,
see, that's my thing too. Like, if you're 31, you like, not to say like, okay, I don't know like how to say this. If you're 31, you should be able to go out, have a few drinks, and drive yourself back home.
Yeah, I think that's totally valid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't sound as
but
bad
like
as I thought
the
it would.
amount of people that I've seen that are like closer to 40 stumbling out and having their buddies carry them
that's
home. Like, you're not in a frat
Yeah,
anymore. You're
that's
not 18
bad.
in a frat. So yeah, I agree with you on that one.
What about men dancing like with their friends at the bar?
So my boyfriend is like, he is like fun like that. So I can't even say that's a red flag. I get it could be an ick for some girls.
Yeah.
It could definitely be an ick, but he wasn't like, so when I met him, he was like kind of moving through the crowd, like dancing to go to his friends. And that's the only way he was moving through the crowd. And that's when I noticed him, because I was like, look at this kid. He's just like having a blast.
Sam was like, I like that shit.
I was like, that's my man. You know when they have like birds that like dance like to get the girl's attention? That was literally how it happened. He was literally being like a peacock. Anyway, I was like, you know, I don't mind that, because they weren't being like belligerent and bumping into people and like trying to mosh pit. They were just like keeping to themselves, having a good time. They were with a bunch of friends, and I was like, you know what, like they're having a good time. Good for them.
Well,
like I'm
I
not gonna
see,
hate
like-
for them for that.
I see like for like it's more like you said, not even like just like bumping into people and stuff like that. It's not even that. It's just like if I see it, no, the ick.
But then what would you? What's attractive to you then? Just a guy standing at the bar?
Go
just
talk to your
just
friends.
eye tagging.
No, go talk to your friends. Go talk to.
Okay, but if he's talking to his friends, how is he gonna notice you? Dancing is like the language.
I'm not going up to no man if he's dancing.
Really?
No,
That's how I met my boyfriend.
I'm not doing it.
You know
I'm
why?
not
Because
doing it.
it happened like almost perfect place, perfect time, like the whole thing. Because I was really in the mood to just like let loose and have a good time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that guy's dancing. I'm gonna go dance with him. It'll be fun. I'll probably never see him again. Here we are, a year later. But I get like when guys are just being like a little obnoxious, like trying to like grind on girls and like grabbing up on girls. I think that's disgusting, and I think it's a red flag that you'd even put your hands on a girl like that.
Yeah.
And that's why like I see so much of that when I saw this type of peacocking,
You thought it was like wholesome.
I thought it was wholesome and cute,
Yeah.
and I was like, I want to talk to.
I
that
could
guy.
get that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go up to him, but I could get that.
Yeah,
What
it's
ab-
just different. It's just like different vibes
Yeah.
you get. But
What
yeah.
about when like guys like flex their money?
that's so
Like whether
tacky.
it's like to you or like on social media, like at like the bar or whatever.
You know what I love? Another story from the Doors when guys would like pull out stacks and stacks of money
Yeah.
and then complain about the $20 cover. And I'd be like, dude, you have more in there than I have in this register. I'm like, are you kidding? So I think it's tacky. I think I'm very much like a move in silence girl.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather you be humble and then let me see that you pay for the expensive dinner. instead of being
That's-
like,
yeah.
oh, let me take you out. I have a Lamborghini and I
See,
have
like,
this and I have that and I have a Rolex and I'm wearing
here's
Versace because most of
my
the time it's
thing,
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is like, this I'm like making myself sound really bad. If I'm at the bar and like a guy like has money and he's like I see he has money. Suddenly, I don't care what you look like. I might have to go up to you. I might need to get my drink in.
Giovanna.
I might need to get my friends' drinks in too while we're at it.
I mean, you're a hustler for sure, but it's not very feminist whatsoever.
Hey,
She's like, I never claimed to be a feminist.
I've been racking up my bank account since I started doing it. So, but like,
Wait. Circle back to that. You've been increasing your bank account.
no, I'm saving the money because I'm not spending
Okay, I just
money.
wanted to make sure
No,
we weren't
not-
on like Feet
not like-
Finder or anything like that.
No. But like, so when like I see, oh, this is so bad. When I see a guy like does have money and he's ordering like 100 girls, like suddenly I'm into you. Like I'll be there. But
You're into the guy though, or you just like there for your free souvenir
like,
and
that's
then
what I
you're
mean.
gonna
Like I'm into it. But when guys like, then when you're like talking to them and it's like, oh, I have this much money. Like look at how much I have. Like, don't care. Like I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But like when I do see it, like
you'd
I
want-
get excited.
You'd want like a little like free grail or a free shot
Yeah.
if you could.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when
You
they
see,
flex
that's where
it, I'm
like
like, no.
that's where like I'm more just because, and this is because I work at a bar, that like I wouldn't go up to somebody knowing that like, oh, they're buying shots for people. I'm gonna go see if I can get in on that, because for me, I'm just like, you're a loser. Like you're hurting inside. I know it. And it's like, for me, I'm more like, oh, if I know the person and I know, cause I know a lot of people from working at a bar
Yeah.
and like doing what I do. So for me, I'm like, oh, well, I know that person. Let me go see if like I can get in on there.
Yeah.
And then that's something different. But like, I feel like just going to a random person, I could never do that. Because I think it's literally just like, it's the same thing. It's like peacocking. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Like-
show off I have money and get as many girls as I can. But most of the time, the girls are just gonna grab the drink like
And
you
go.
and leave.
Yeah.
So like, it's like almost throwing it at the wall to see what sticks.
Hey.
Because they're gonna see which one is gonna stay and
I
chat with
win,
them.
they lose. Sucks to be them, great to be me. Because I used to go out
Can't
like,
argue with them,
in the summer.
honestly.
My parents are like, "You're going out too much. Like you're spending too much money." I'm
You're
like,
like, ma'am, I'm not spending any money.
I was like, sometimes I only paid my cover, even if that. Like that's all it was.
If you knew me then, you'd never pay.
No, literally. I was like, sometimes it's just my cover, even if that. I'm like, guys, $10, cause like it's so bad. Me and my friend would like talk to guys like even outside of the bar if we knew like they were going to the bar like that night.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're driving there. Can we come?
And then how
like,
are they not gonna pay for the girls they came with? That's
Exactly.
I mean, it's a good move. It's
But,
a
like,
good move.
my thing is,
You can't hate a
I
girl
also
for
met
trying.
like one of my best friends that way. Like my friend was like flirting with him, and then like they had like a super like bad like breaking off thing. But like I'm still like best friends with him. So like
There you go.
you
It's one way
you
to do
win
it.
some, you lose some.
One way to do it. So speaking of money, then what about guys that are obsessed with their appearance? Guys that like have to get a haircut at like as soon as, you know, it's growing out too much. Guys that get their eyebrows done.
No, I
get
like that.
manicures.
I like that.
Really?
Yeah, Kevin gets his nails done. Gel. When I found out it was gel, I
Is
did
he
make
gonna
fun
be
of
okay
him.
with you putting this in here?
Yeah, he
on
knows.
the internet?
Yeah. When
I mean, all
he
power to you,
announced it to
Kevin.
to our class. He
Listen,
announced it to our class. I was like, you did not need to say that out loud.
I mean, that's great. I think, listen, here's my thing. I need a guy to be like clean. Like, I
Yes.
don't need you stinky. I don't need you like, I don't, you know. But also, again, I'm into like blue collar guys.
Yeah.
So like my boyfriend's a plumber. It's dirty work. He's
Yeah.
not going to have like the best, you know, manicure all the time.
I think.
But like for me, like when guys are like so into that, I'm like, do you have OCD? I'm like,
Well,
it's like a lot.
I think my thing is like I was in a relationship in high school, and like it was like a silly like little like like it wasn't serious. It was like for like a little while. It was over a year, but it wasn't like it was like high school. It was like serious. Like nothing happened. But when I tell you like this man was disgusting, like when I say disgusting, I mean like went to school some days, didn't brush his teeth, like didn't
Ew.
shower
That's
every
just
day.
bad hygiene.
Like no,
I'm
it
not
was
even talking
disgusting.
about, like, bad
and
hygiene.
I think that's why now like I'm so nitpicky with certain things, and like I don't mind like when I found out it was gel and just not like regular polish, I was like, that's a little excessive. But like I don't mind it because like at least I know like your fingernails are like not dirty and like
Yeah.
you're clean. And I also, this might be a hot take, I don't love facial hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So
I'm obsessed.
no, I don't like, I'd rather him cut it all off.
See, because I like a manly looking, like broody type of guy. So like I like
Yeah.
a beard, not when it gets like too overgrown, because then I'm like, now you look like homeless or something.
Yeah.
But I love a good, like, clean beard. I like a good,
See,
I like
I
thick
wish I
hair.
could be like that so bad, but I don't like
Yeah.
facial hair. I don't like it.
I like it.
And the
anyway,
amount-
I just think it's like the reason I think it's a red flag. We're not even talking about so much like getting the ick or whatever, but like when they're obsessed with their appearance, I feel like they care more about themselves than they care about anything else.
I could see that.
So I feel like
I
you
just-
almost have to be up to their standard.
Yeah, I think there's just like a difference though with, like you said, like men like wanting to have like good hygiene and like get a haircut just because theirs is grown out or like whatever, like getting their nails done or like whatever it is. There's a difference between like just wanting to do that and then like when like you go out like looking in the mirror at yourself to make sure everything's perfect and like taking a photo with yourself. Like that is a little like OD.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing that.
Yeah,
I think that for sure.
I agree. What about, okay, last one.
Okay. I hope you
I'm-
picked the one I'm staring at.
Which one are you staring at?
Guys who say mom.
Yes, because we talked about how you want to be with a Spanish guy. So
Yeah.
I'm really curious about this because I've been called this
No.
and I can't stand it. Makes my skin crawl. I can't. Either mommy, like MOMMY,
Yeah.
or mommy MAMI.
But what about
But-
like mama?
Mm-mm.
No, see, I agree. I can't do that. Like I've been called it too, but like
So you don't like it?
no, I don't. Like under no circumstance is that okay.
Okay.
And I knew you would think that
Yeah.
like I would.
Because you said Spanish
Yeah.
guy, and like
See,
that's something they say.
I knew you would think that like I would, but like no, like even not. I know we're like talking about guys, but even if like I'm saying hi to a girl and she's like, "Hey, mama," like don't fucking call me that. That shit pisses me off more than anything in the world. I hate it so
Yeah.
much.
I'm a babe girl because like
Yeah.
girls are more like. I feel like they're nicer when you're like, oh, sorry, babe. Like when you bump
Yeah.
into them at the bar, and I'm like, I just
See,
don't want to fight today. I just want to protect
also,
myself.
this might be like a hot take too, but like, I don't know if it's just because like, I've been in relationships like in the past before my one now, but they were never like super, super serious. Like they were like so like low key. The first time in my relationship now, like I was called babe, like I didn't like it. Like I had to get used to it. Like I was like, I have a fucking name.
Yeah.
Like
I honestly sometimes in some circumstances I'm like, there's not just
And-
I have a name.
and,
Like I don't need you to call me that right now.
I won't like no nicknames. Like your
Mhm.
name's Kevin, it's Kevin. Like I can't say like babe. I can't, I don't know what it is. I get
Yeah.
like an ick inside of me and I
I think
it makes my skin crawl.
I think that comes with time because I was
Yeah.
never that person either. And then sometimes I'm like, oh hey babe, can you hand me that? Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it comes quick and it's just like.
See, that's
But
the
I feel like
thing.
when it's forced, like I feel like when my boyfriend and I first started dating,
Yeah.
that's when he started saying it, and I was like, okay, no. I'm like,
Yeah.
let it happen with time. Same thing like when you say I love you, like I feel like sometimes it's forced in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
unless you really are like feeling it and like you're in it, it's like the same thing. It's like, why are you saying it so soon? Like it's like
or even
know?
like I think like the first time you say like I love you, if it's the first time, then every time you guys talk after that, it's not okay, bye, I love you. I feel like you have to warm up into an I love you. Like the first time you're saying it because like you want to like express like you love them, whatever. But then like I feel like for me, it still like takes me time to like get to a point after that where I'm like, okay, bye, I love you after every phone call.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, you do have to warm up to it because
Yeah.
it's weird. Like when you're single for so long, you just like don't say that
Yeah.
normally.
How long do you think is like an appropriate time to like say I love you to someone?
Well, like, okay, as far as like officially dating or the
Mm-hmm.
time you knew them, because in my situation, it's a little different because like I had known him and we had been talking for a really long time. And then like by the time we were dating, like we already kind of knew like
Yeah.
this is it. So I don't know. I don't think there is an appropriate time at all. Like, I just think it's like whenever you feel like that connection
Yeah.
has like happened.
Because I feel like for me, like, well, I guess my situation was kind of like yours. Like, we were talking all from like the beginning of fall semester all throughout fall semester, and then didn't start dating until February, and then after that still didn't say it for like a month. Like this was like
Yeah.
like so like technically
So that
like
was a
dating like a month, but we had been talking since September. And I feel like for me there's like I'm like very like this isn't like a good thing, but I'm very like not a follower, but like I know like oh like you can't say I love you like right away
Yeah.
away, you know what I mean? Like we need to be dating for a certain amount of time, and there would be times where I think I'd be like in my head I'm like okay, like in my head I'm like ready to say it, but then I'm like
Yeah.
no, too soon, can't say it
Yeah,
yet.
it's like not the right time or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I knew when my boyfriend was gonna say it because I saw the look on his face and I was like, okay, I know it's coming. And like at that time, we had only been actually officially dating for maybe 2 weeks, but we had been talking for like 4 months.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but it's funny because we always say it all the time. We both knew it.
Yeah.
Like when I get in the car and I want to pick up the phone and call you and tell you about my day, that's when I know I'm like, wow, I like this person a lot,
Yeah.
and I think I may love them. That's when like, you know, when that connection happens, that it's like
Yeah.
that it's like, yeah, I want to be with this person.
Well,
so
that's like
it's different.
when my boyfriend said it to me, I remember like he was like we were talking blah 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 conversating, and he's like he just ended it with love you. I said I'm gonna give you a moment to retry that. I said I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna come back
Oh
in,
my God.
and you can try again.
That's
Because
so
what the
funny.
fuck was love you? What the fuck was that?
You're so funny. I can't. Oh my God. All right. Speaking of relationships, we're going into our snubbed or dubbed for this segment. We are going to be talking about same thing. We're just going to say snubbed, dubbed for certain things in relationships. Going 50-50 in a relationship. Snubbed meaning no, absolutely not. Dubbed, yes, that's a good thing. And it can have stipulations.
Okay.
Do you
yeah.
want to go first or do you want me to go
Yeah,
first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think
Girl.
I think
She doesn't want to say. You don't want to say it.
no, I think it's dubbed. No, okay, it's dubbed, but I think like no, it's snubbed. I was about to try to defend myself.
Oh my God.
Here's my thing. All right, like just disregard how bad I made myself sound when it comes to like men with money, because it's not like, oh, I have to pay, I'm going to have an issue with this. But I feel like the men should be doing more, especially in the beginning when you're like dating for a long time, like whatever, but especially in like the beginning of the relationship when you're like trying to like win me over and like trying to like
Are we just talking about money though? For 50?
well, I was going to get into that too. I think I'm talking about money right now. Like snubbed, I think the men should be doing more. I don't care. Like I'm not like, oh, like you made me pay, like fuck you. Like I wouldn't be in a relationship for money, but I do think the men should be doing more, especially in the I wouldn't.
I'm just listening.
Especially like in the beginning. When it's like a while, like all right, whatever, like it doesn't matter. But I think outside of money, like 50-50, like both putting in the effort into the relationship wise. I saw this thing one time and I feel like it just stuck with me ever since. Like obviously like maybe yeah, it'd be ideal to be 50-50, but like some days maybe like I can only give 25 and then like you have to do a little more, and maybe some days you can only give 20 and then like I have to do a little more, you know. I feel like that is more how I look at like the effort thing. If it's like every day like you're not giving anything, that's a completely different story.
Yeah. I
But-
think I definitely agree with that because I think men are like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm like totally old fashioned, but I think men are supposed to be providers. I think men are supposed to have a certain stance within like home life and society. And I think that's just what I believe in. That's how I grew up. My dad was the sole provider, so that's just
Yeah.
what I know. I think 50-50 in a relationship nowadays, I'm not saying for me, but I'm saying as far as society, it doesn't seem that realistic because you do have women who are like, well, I can pay for my own stuff. Why can't I pay?
Yeah.
And then you have guys who are like, oh, well, she's going to pay. I'll let her pay. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I think it goes both ways. I think for me, definitely snubbed. I think, no, wait. No, snubbed. Snubbed. I got a little confused. Because I think men should be doing, you know, most of the providing and the being the shoulder to cry on and all that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
See, I think I just worded mine really badly, but I agree with that.
Well, because you followed it up with the fact that you wanted to hop in on the guy buying 100 girls. So
Yeah, I think I worded it really badly.
yeah.
Okay.
This is a controversial one. Let's try to keep it like pretty condensed because I feel like we could go on about this
Yeah.
for a while. Having a best friend of the opposite sex.
If you would have asked me this before my current relationship, I'd tell you like fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I know like with my boyfriend, like because we were friends for a while beforehand, when we started like to get into a relationship, I knew that he had like a lot, like a best friend, crazy, but like he had a lot of female friends, like more than like I was ever used to, and like he would like hang out with them like like he just had a lot of female friends.
Right.
So now being in a relationship where it's like that, in the past I would have been like worried, thinking like something's happening. But now being in a relationship where like it is like that, I think it's okay, especially because once we got into the relationship without me even like saying anything or like doing anything, he kind of like made that fine line very clear with like, you guys are still my friends, but like my girlfriend comes first.
Right. So I have a different stance on this. I've had the same stance on this since I'm young, because when you have a best friend that's like from childhood or from whatever, like you've had this friend for a really long time, like, and nothing has happened, there's no history there, that's not a threat to you. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like he's more of a like a little brother to me, like, and he like beats me up and like wants to like,
Yeah.
you know, like fart in the car and like, you know, Dutch oven the car, like, you know what I mean? It's like more of like that sibling dynamic.
Little brother type shit.
Yes, when you have a friend of the opposite sex, that's more of like, so for me, like I have a friend that I've had since high school who's basically like a little brother. Nothing happened. There's no history ever. There would never be anything that happened. I think that has everything to do with the person's security in themselves. So like my boyfriend being secure and knowing like, yeah, nothing's happening there.
Yeah.
Like even him, my boyfriend has a lot of girlfriends as well that he's known since elementary school. I don't feel threatened by them. So I think it has everything to do with each person's security in the relationship and
Yeah.
the trust that they have with each other. Because if you don't have that, then it's like, what's the point? Then you're going to think every person, gay, straight, whatever, they're all trying to get with your person. So, you know, it just has to do with the trust in the relationship.
I could get behind that.
Yeah. All right. Last one, how they use social media.
I feel like if you're posting like a mirror picture and like honestly any photo by yourself, like don't care. You're not a woman. Don't use Instagram like that.
Yeah.
Snubbed.
I think unless you have a career that's requiring you to be a public figure,
Even when men are public figures, like go like
use it for something else.
use your hands for something. Like
Also, like, I don't know how to feel about like not being posted on social media. Cause like for me, it doesn't matter for me because I don't feel like I need to be,
Yeah.
you know, paraded out there as like, oh, he has a girlfriend, like,
Yeah.
you know, back off. But like for me as a girl, if I was crushing on him, I'd want to be like, why haven't they posted since September? Like what, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know how I am as a girl, like
It's
when I had
like-
crushes on guys. So like, I don't know, but it's me being secure in my relationship and knowing that like
Yeah.
nobody's coming after him, nobody's interfering.
Yeah.
So like, but like the teenage girl side of me would be like, well, why haven't they posted? You know?
See, I'm not saying like they could like never use social, like I think when guys post like group photos with their friends and stuff like at the bar, like that's fine. But like if you, the worst is like gym photos. Like if you just went to the gym and now you're flexing, like don't care, didn't ask, don't want to see it. I'm good. You have no muscle. That's how I feel.
What if they do have muscle though? Then how do you feel?
I'm still good. Like don't care.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know. I hate when they post about their sports teams. Like
I'd rather see their sports teams than
no, but like
their fucking
everybody
back.
saw the post of who traded who on the Yankees.
That's
like
true.
shut up. Like nobody cares. Like I want like the tea. Like I want to know if now like you have a girlfriend. Like who are you
Yeah.
posting on your story? Derek Jeter? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like I hate when they post that. I could go into a whole other thing about people posting on social media, but we are almost at our time, so I don't want to go into it. But I just like would rather guys either post, you know, check-ins every once in a
Yeah.
while if you're going to post at all, or just like don't have it, I guess. I don't know.
That's Yeah.
But then is it a red flag if they don't have it? So I feel like this is different because we're not
Yeah.
single.
No, I feel like it's a red flag if you don't have it, and then it's a red flag like if you're doing too much on it. Like it just needs to be
need a
like
medium.
the right amount. Like hit me with like a dump, a post, a group post, like maybe like 4 times a year. That's all I need.
Valid.
That's it.
Yeah.
You could post one
one
time for
thing-
every season.
The one thing I hate though is like my boyfriend, because I'm very much on social media because I'm a musician. He hadn't posted since like 2019. And when I went to go show my friends what he looked like, I was like, you're embarrassing me here.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
you're
true.
embarrassing me because you are a fetus in your Instagram. So I made him
And then you have
send
to
me
be like,
pictures.
no, he doesn't look like this now.
I
but
know.
yeah.
I know. And then we look bad.
Yeah.
So boys, update your Instagrams if you're talking to a girl. We need an updated picture. Because
Real.
we can't stalk properly if we don't have an updated picture. Otherwise,
That's
we're
true.
telling our friends all about how cool you are and whatever at the bar and how we met you. And then we have to show them a picture of your 15-year-old self. And it's not nice.
Real.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway, I think that wraps up our red flag episode of the Take It or Leave It podcast. Make sure you stream on Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, anywhere you can find a podcast, and follow us on Instagram at takeit.or.leaveitpodcast. I'm Samantha.
Giovanna.
Thanks
Thanks for listening.